It seems like there is a tremendous amount of overlap. We are both in the service industry.
My dream and my passion is working on vehicles because I have a bunch of women that want to become mechanics, but unfortunately nobody's hiring. I realized women don't know nothing about vehicles.
The new vehicles these days, it's almost like they make them to where you have to take it to a mechanic to be worked on.
It's my passion to work on vehicles and help women understand cars more.
Welcome to another episode of the Fifth Element podcast. I am Jamie Graham. I'm here with my husband, John Graham, and we're really excited to invite in Summer with Strong Lady Mechanics.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And we're here just to learn more about and support local businesses. We are excited to learn that you are a female-owned business, and we just like you to take some time to tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Summer James. I'm ASC certified mechanic. I opened my company, I basically about a month ago, and I'm just going around fixing cars. My dream and my passion is working on vehicles. I love working on cars and helping females. When I first started out here in St. George, Utah, I seen a need, and I'm going to fill a need, and it's helping women work on vehicles and become mechanics. I have a bunch of women that want to become mechanics, but unfortunately nobody's hiring.
No one's hiring like women, or
There's nobody hiring women right now.
but
No
they're hiring
shops.
men.
More. I think Jiffy Lube's the only one that has the females there because of the static they get.
Even with the certifications and everything? Wow.
I have two females that were unable to get hired here locally. So, Salt Lake City, they had to go there. So I was like, okay, well then I'll open a shop, and I tried to take out a loan, but it was too much. I didn't have no clientele, so I opened up a mobile. That's what I'm doing now. I'll have a van in about a week, and I'm going around fixing people's vehicles. I have great feedback from everybody that I work on their vehicles. Basically, I want to get a garage, hire females in it, and where we can work on cars and where women can go off that to launch their career. So this is what I'm thinking, just bring people in. I'm very friendly. I explain everything that's going on in the car. There's no extra fees. Like I see a lot of people on how people can be taken advantage of because they have no clue what's going on. And I try my best, to explain to them this or that, basically, it's just your radiator. We don't really need it's a radiator hose. We don't have to replace the radiator. But if it was in a garage, I could see how they could slip the radiator in there. So I see a lot of ways that people can take advantage of it, and I'm not that. I love Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. I have John 3:16 on my neck. I got a lot of morals and a lot of values, and I'm just here to serve. So
It seems like there is a tremendous amount of overlap. Element, plumbing, heating, and air. Like we are both in the service industry. It is most certainly our core values to elevate service in our communities, as
yeah.
well as educating. And it sounds like that is very in line with the things that you are really working on. What led you into this industry to begin with?
Well, I'm a recovering addict. I have 5 years clean, and being homeless, going to shelters, and building myself up. I had stage 4 cancer and got through that. And being in certain environments, I've seen a lot of women take advantage of, and having going back to an abusive relationship to fix their vehicles. So I fixed a lot of people's cars, and I realized women don't know nothing about vehicles. So I started teaching women, and then that's when I started, well, I'm just going to open a shop. And then once I start launching, I'm going to make like events to have women come in just to check their oil, because that's really serious, because, brakes and things like that. So I want to do like free little fairs to show women to, do the, touch-ups on their vehicles. So
That's super cool. Like to have just giving back to the community, but also having it be your main business. Like I didn't know that you were going to do that, have events, and because a lot of people don't even know how to check their own oil or anything like that. And I know, like growing up, I always had like 80s Toyotas and stuff like that. And it's super easy to work on those vehicles, but the new vehicles these days, it's almost like they make them to where you have to take it to a mechanic to be worked on. Like the computers and all the nonsense that goes on with a new vehicle is can be daunting. So it's kind of cool that you're doing that for women in the community.
Correct.
And doing it for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I have little free events because why not give back? And that's once I open a garage, or I can just probably go to like the little I forget what it's called, where they have little flea markets, put a little booth up, and I just like to give back at this point. Like it's good to serve and give good back, give back to people, and that's basically what my whole passion is, to help other people.
So you will begin your mobile
Correct. I'm now,
services.
yeah.
Oh, you already are able to provide that?
I pick up their cars, and usually I work on it. If it's more serious, I bring it to a yard, and then like I had to pull off a whole bed to a truck to get a hold of a fuel pump. But normally I can do it at the location. But if not, I pick up the cars, fix them, bring them back before they get off work.
Which is a phenomenal service, especially for how busy people are.
Yeah.
So if someone was at work and had an issue, you'd come pick it up from their work, and then possibly, if it was a smaller repair, get it back to them the same day.
Oh yeah.
To where
Or
they
do
don't-
it out in the, whatever it takes, to get it done. And that's what I'm all about. I got great reviews. I just love people. And my passion is to work on cars. Like when I work on a car, time flies. I'm like, it's been 5 hours. Oh, okay. It's just something I've loved to do. I love to tinker since I was a little kid, and I've been working on cars since I was like 5 or 6. Little carburetors here or there, and I just love it. The mechanics just run in my family.
So if someone was out there listening to this right now, where would they find you at?
Facebook. I'm on Google too. I'm working on that. It pops up eventually. It's Strong Lady Mechanics. My phone number is 435-216-2219. Just go ahead and give me a call. And I also have a website, Strong Lady Mechanics on Wix.
But on Facebook too, you have a Strong Lady Mechanics page.
Yes, I have a Strong Lady Mechanics page that you can find. So it's. Yeah.
What services are you able, is there a limit on what you're able to do?
I will always get the job done. Let's see it. But I've done everything. Because if I can't do it on the spot, then I can bring it, or I can refer you out, because I have a couple of really good mechanics that I refer out to. But basically, I do diagnostic. I'll tell you what's wrong with your vehicle. Small repairs, well, they're not too small, but I can do basic radiators. I just did a radiator. I just did fuel pump. I just did an alternator. I do about everything. It's nothing that I can't work on unless it's like a transmission drop and then box it up and send it. I usually send the transmission things out, but I can do them.
So just refer the bigger stuff out to like another mechanic company until you get your own home and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be pretty hard to, because once you pull a transmission, the car can't be moved or whatnot.
Correct.
So
yeah.
it's going to be sitting. So you're just referring that out to another company.
Transmissions, yeah. I love to work on transmissions. I learned how to work on that at my at Dixie Tech. We just pulled them apart, rebuilt.
So that's
motors.
where you went at Dixie Tech for?
Yeah,
I
went to
schooling?
Dixie Tech College and got my ASC certification and my certification as an automotive mobile technician. So that's 40 credits. I could keep going, but I was like, because I'm a woman, I want to make sure I'm ASC certified so I can be like, oh no, I'm a real mechanic. So, and I've just been learning. I just love, like I said, I love it's my passion to work on vehicles and help women understand cars more. Like, I will take you out to your vehicle. I will take the tire off. I'll explain to you what's wrong. Go everything, this is what we need. This is what you could do, but it's okay if we do this. We don't have to overcharge people. And I think that people just get had a lot of times because they don't know what's going on. And I could see how people could, and a lot of shops are like, hey, let's just put a brand new one on. Because that comes to insurance. But I'm like, no, we don't really need to do that, because listen, don't change it if it's not broken. So that's where I'm at.
Or maybe change it if it's not broken, if you see that it's worn out or it's getting to the end of its life.
Yeah.
Just preventative type stuff. So I kind of want to go back, and I'll let you and Jamie talk a little bit more about this, because Jamie's, she's a woman in HVAC and electrical and plumbing, which is similar to like mechanics and stuff. It's generally an industry based around men and stuff like that. It's a very small. I think it's 3% of women in the whole trade. I think for plumbing I think it's HVAC. The 3% women. Do you see like a disconnect with like men clients or something like that being a woman when you go out to like? Can you feel that type of?
Yeah. I feel a lot of static because I'm a female. I don't know why, but a lot of men kind of like try to make fun of me. They're more. It's more like, oh, you should be home cooking, and I'm like, come say that to my face. No, I'm joking. No. But no, like, yeah, it's. I think it's more cultural here. women should be home cooking. I think that's what you're asking me, right? Is that
Yeah, just like, do you see like a disconnect? Like Jamie brought up to my attention, and I look at her as the way smarter human being, very business, all that kind of
Well,
stuff.
thanks, John.
When it comes to the business side of things, and we were at an event in Miami, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and somebody walked up to me and talked to me, and she's like, "Did you see how they didn't even look at me? Like they only looked at you." And she goes, "And that's my lane. That's what I deal with in the company." And they didn't even look at me. They were only focused on you. It was like I didn't even exist type thing. And so she gets it without that person even knowing, because it is a cultural thing, I think, across the United States.
I think that there are small, I think it's very subtle. For instance, someone was trying to introduce me via text. They said that I am the COO of Element. I called and I said, "Hey, this is Jamie," and they were taken back that I was a female Jamie instead of a male,
Yeah.
because that's kind of a that name, can go either way in terms of gender. And so those little things, like the assumption that I was going to be calling and be a man because I have a large role in a plumbing company. John didn't notice that the person who was speaking, and it was a wonderful person. It's just those very small,
yeah.
subtle things, is that they looked at John as I guess the one to make those decisions or implementation, or maybe just thought I was there as his wife.
Yeah.
Which is common. But my role in this company is, it is pretty strong. I am a part of this company. I feel like I'm a pseudo plumber. I would never say that I have the plumbing knowledge. I respect plumbers so much, especially what it takes to work through from apprentice to journeyman to a master plumber. But I've been in this industry for a long time, and I think you never know what biases may be present, or how you will be received until you're in that situation. And I think it's important for us to have these conversations, because there's someone who is a female who is interested in being a plumber out there. There's someone who's a
Yeah.
female who is interested in being a mechanic.
Correct.
And you are passionate about educating women to make the right decision.
And let's say something about, like, you're better at a lot of things than I am. You know what I mean? And I don't think people give women enough credit as far as like being an entrepreneur, being in the field or whatever it may be. Like, we automatically think, oh, the men are stronger, they're this or that.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of things in this business that I can't do that I rely on you to do.
Yeah.
There is a place for
yeah.
women in
Yeah.
the trades. It doesn't matter what trade you're in.
I think I'm a really good mechanic because when I work on things, I don't strip nothing. I'm very patient. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I work on something, I don't strip bolts. I don't break nothing off. And I have a friend that keeps doing that. I'm like, listen, stop. But the thing about, you're right, there is a strong disconnect. You're right. Like, when I talk to a man, they're like kind of like, they don't know how to talk to me. But once I show them, I know what I'm talking about, and I bring the car back fixed when they've already brought it back to when they brought it to a mechanic and it didn't work, and then they bring it to me and I fix it. I get that respect. Respect's kind of earned, and I'm kind of new, but I will earn people's respect because I know what I'm doing. And if I don't, I will figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of tenacity to be a mechanic. There is disconnect, but that's what we're here for. We're here to show that women can do it, and to change the culture. And that's basically what needs to happen, because women are just awesome. We can actually pay attention to like 10 or 15 things. Men can't. I mean, and it's not nothing against me. I got 4 boys at home. One's named Jesse James. I'm telling you. He gives me a run for my money, and they're great. I love my kids, and I'm teaching them to pay attention to more than one thing, hopefully. But you know what I'm saying? That's what they say. Women can pay attention to more things. We're more warriors. We have more details. We give birth. We give life out there. And I think that women I don't know if men are scared that might take over. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's cultural. I'm not sure. But I definitely love working on vehicles, and we're going to change things. So.
And vehicles and plumbing are just simply like that's the end result. But
and we're changing.
We're really a relationship based.
Yeah.
The service industry is based on relationships. It's based on the things you already mentioned. It's like understanding what somebody needs, if they're a widow or if they're a single woman,
Yeah. I give discounts for single women. And you got to remember, our family
dynamics.
dynamics has changed so much. We
Mm-hmm.
have more single women than we ever have. So it's not like, hey, I'm going to get my husband to come do this. Why go do? No, I don't have a husband. I've been single 8 years by choice, but I'm a single mom. Dad's not in the picture, and I can't just go get somebody to fix my car. I would have to rely on something outside of my house.
Right.
So like I said, families are different now. We have a lot more single women, and we need to teach them to work on their vehicles where they don't go back to a bad relationship or rely on something that. And I'm not saying that all men are bad,
Right.
but
And not all mechanics, not all contractors. I know
yeah,
my mom, as a widow, when she has a contractor come and have like a larger some sort of project that has to be completed, she asks one of her friends to be her like pretend husband. And I was like, why are you doing that? And she's like, I just feel like the conversation is different. Like that is her experience as a widow, as a single, a woman who has to make decisions. There's a comfort in knowing that there is a man involved, for lack of better terms. And I think that your mission to educate
yeah.
women and be able to provide a fair and an honest quality service is really important, and there's a need for that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you'd ever decide to go get brick and mortar building and do all that kind of stuff and have people bring their vehicles into you, being that it's strong lady mechanics, are you ever going to hire a man, or are you always going to try to train women to come in?
Well, my main interest is women, to
Or you
help
just
women.
make the men answer the phones and book the calls, and then the women do the actual.
Well, I'm not prejudiced against men. My sons will be working there, and I have a best friend that I most likely will hire. He's not going to answer phones. I mean, I try to make him, but it's just not his strong point. Yeah, I will hire men, but my passion is to help women, because we don't have a safe area for women to work in without, hey, nice butt, or you know what I'm saying, the remarks they get. So it's going to be for women, but I'm not gonna say no to men. My sons will be around there. I love men. I have 4 boys. They're just really emotionally intelligent. They're gonna make great husbands. So
And
yeah.
it's okay to be passionate about one area. That is not a prejudice. That is
Yeah.
not like, it's saying I'm opening a space, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's not. We need it. If, like I said, we need somewhere to train women mechanics. And going to school's one thing, but you. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. But so what we need is somewhere women can work on vehicles, because I can explain to you, I can give you a book, but until you do hands-on, you're not going to know how much torque. You're not going to know exactly how to work on vehicles until you do it. And that's my goal. And I know that I will eventually open a shop. If I could have, I would have already done it. But everybody starts off mobile. Here I am. I'm like,
Well, we see a lot of people out there looking for mobile mechanics every single
I'm
day, and
them.
I've never had anyone to refer, and now I do.
Okay,
So
that's
that's
great.
awesome.
And then I have like a bunch of females that want to come work with me. I posted on Facebook one time, and it's like 30 people, 30 females want to train to be mechanics right now. And I'm just like, okay, Stella's one of them. And what's great about, like, if you start at the college, it's great. I love Andy Brown and Ryan Jacobs over there. Great people at the college up there. And if you have any issues, go to them, and they're great, really good workers.
And there is a place for education, right? There is a place for school training, formal training. There's also another place that is hands-on experience. What does it feel like? What does it look like? How heavy is it? What are you doing? And I think for you to be able to offer that part of it
You
is,
have to have that
is
part.
phenomenal.
I grew up as a Gen X, so I had all that hands-on. So when you go to college, it is more hands-on up there, but it's nothing like a shop.
Yeah.
We got to have a shop here. It's just people are
The
just
same thing
almost-
for plumbing. I'd rather have,
Yeah,
I mean, not discounting school or anything, but I'd rather, like, there's a difference between someone that went to school for 4 years
Yeah.
or someone that actually was in the field for 4 years. There's a big difference in the work. But before we wrap this up, if you want to let everybody know again where to find you.
Well, I'm on Facebook as Summer James, SOMER James.
That's your personal page,
That's my
right?
personal, but I have a Facebook business page. It's Strong Lady Mechanics. I also have Instagram, Strong Lady Mechanics. So you can find me there. My phone number is 435-216-2219. Can't get that wrong.
Awesome.
Well, Summer, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us and sharing in our mission of educating our clients and
Correct.
providing the very best service. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Fifth Element. Thank you and have a wonderful day. And we've got Summer here in our community to keep helping you out with all of your needs and providing a great service. Thank you very much.
Thank you.